Alright, fuckers, we're not doing a whole bunch of narrating in these videos anymore. We'll try it that way and see if I can get stuff done still and still give you guys a little bit of content here. Uh, so what I want to do is I got to pull this motor because it blew up. I'll let you hear it real quick. That's the rod broke the rod. Obviously, it's what it sounds like to me, anyways. But we're gonna put this other motor in there. We'll put this 10 horse Briggs in there. Right here, 100 degrees out here, and of course it's 100 degrees out here, and we're gonna um, zoom through this as best I can, as fast as I can, get this out. This guy needs this back in 2 weeks, so we're gonna try it. We're gonna try to do what we can do. And I know I said last video I don't want to do no more YouTube. I really don't, but if I didn't do it, I'd probably be bored. So it should be pretty simple pulling this motor. Take the exhaust off. Uh, Back here, there's it hooks to the axle, the leaf spring, so I can just take the U-bolts loose. And I believe this will just pull out of the rubber boot down here. I don't know if you guys can see or not, but there's a rubber boot right there where there's metal arm slides in. So if I just take off these U-bolts there and there, unhook the motor from like the fuel line, let's see, fuel, the this is the vacuum, this is the fuel, and our electrical wires to it and to the starter. Should be pretty easy. Shouldn't take me very long, but you know, I'll probably curse myself by saying it won't take me very long. So I'm gonna jump into this, and I'll just come back and update you guys as I'm going along. I really don't want to be trying to show all the work and all that stuff and have to set the camera, do it this way and that way. So with the old 9 3/4 fingers, we're gonna pull this motor. All right, a little bit of an update. Everything's all undone up here. I pulled the whole starter so I could leave the wiring on the starter so I won't forget how it goes on there. I decided to pull the shackle bolts for the leaf springs here, and then up here we're gonna pull them bolts. They're fighting me. They don't really want to come loose. They're down about right there inside underneath the body there. So I figure if I just drop this whole thing, roll it out, and then I could build the motor, or I could put the motor right on here with it out of the cart, and then I could just roll it back in, hook everything up. Of course, you know, I'm going to try to hook this carb, everything up to this motor over there, so I don't have to worry about a choke. We can still use that over there. The little black button over there, you push that in, and that's actually the choke. So if we can do all that, I won't have to worry about trying to get like an automatic choke or something for the other one up there. And yeah, we'll just have to cross them paths when we get there. But let's just hope that that's how she works. Get this starter hooked up somehow, done or whatever. We got to figure out how we're going to hook that bracket up to it. It kind of looks like it hooks up to the head. We may have to get some longer head bolts if that's the case. I'm not sure. Got the alternator bracket. I think we might be able to use a bolt hole off of the side of the motor. So I'm hoping that this is kind of straightforward, man, where it won't be so bad to put that motor in here. You know, I've never done it, but hopefully it don't do that. Isn't as bad. Be an easier project where I ain't too far over my head. I've been doing that too much lately. That's why I'm losing all the time, I think. So let me keep on rolling. Yeah, well, there she is. With it pulled out like this, I just believe it'll be easier to get it everything mocked up easier than trying to do it in that cart. There we go. See, I can get right up into it. See, you can tell I'm out of breath. And get into here. It's got some type of governor going to the carb. So if we can use this carb on that Briggs, no, we won't be able to. We won't be able to use none of this governor stuff. So I'm not sure how this governor is going to work. If we can even use that governor on here with that other motor. I'm not sure if I really need it either, but I would assume we kind of do. But we may not. We may be able to just get rid of it altogether and the car be really fast. If not, if that's not how it works, we'll have to figure out getting it lined up. I heard something crack and I kind of cracked that air cleaner box. I still want to try to use that, but we're going to have to end up making a new throttle cable anyways because of the way carburetor sits on that and the way it sits on here, so we will have to change that out. So there really ain't much we can do to make this like, hey, we can get it to work. So we're just gonna have to kind of fire from the hip on this thing. Let me see if we can. I want to see if this see if we can see up in there about the piston thing. Nope, that's the valve. Never mind. I don't know what I was thinking. I gotta go through here to see if the thing's in there. Let me get the wrench. We're gonna pull that out of there. We're gonna see if the piston's even moving. If the piston's moving, then it's rod bearing. If the piston's not moving, then we know it's crank broke. All right, well, to see if it's that rod or if it's the see if we can go like that. And I can't tell. I don't think that's the top of the piston, but I ain't real sure. Let me see if I turn the light on for y'all. If that's the piston, it's not moving. But I don't think that's the piston. Because I can kind of hear compression. Here. I don't know if you get that, sucked my finger in. There's compression. See? So gotta be the rod bearing. So could possibly rebuild it if I can find a rod. Maybe hopefully the crank's still good. If not, you know, it's not a big deal because it can go right out here to the junk, man. But right now this is all pretty good. We're sitting out of the thing. Hopefully we can get it done, get that set on there. It's gonna sit just like that facing us. So the only problem with this is it don't have the provision for the oil. The oil's gonna be in the back. Have to pull that back cover to check your oil, maybe. Because I mean it's gonna be down there underneath the thing. So you may have to go in here behind the wheel like this, do the wheel here and go in that way to check the oil. It's got an oil light. I'm pretty sure that's what that's for, is the oil light. It runs up here, and then if it gets low on oil, that light goes off. This has a oil sensor on it, so if it gets low on oil, it'll shut itself off. There's that magnet I've been looking for. Things are starting to show up. I cleaned up the shop a little bit. Still got some piles of trash here where I kind of just shoved to the side, but got the bags out of here. Kind of motivated me to do a little work today. So 9 o'clock at night, it's time to hit the road. It's time for me to go in the house, shower, go to bed, get ready for work tomorrow. So yeah, back at it. All right, it's another night out here. It's 9 o'clock already, and I just now got out here. The heat's been so bad. We're gonna get this motor off here, try to set that one on here tonight. I need to pull this off. It's the only thing that's got this attached to this now. And we got to see if we can pull this off too. Hopefully I've got the puller. So yeah, just gonna pull these tins and set this off to the side because I may not sure here. Maybe once I get this off there, that probably should pop out of there. I thought just like this one would, but maybe we'll have to pull that too. We'll see. Let me get some wrenches. Yeah, big boy britches time. I don't have a puller to get that off. I'll have to order one. Somebody's made homemade motor mounts. Let me get a scraper, scrape that off there. I have something somewhere. Oh well, I don't know. I don't have one. We'll make do with what we got. Here we go. We got this. Let's set this on there. So, already running into some problems here. We're hitting right there, so we got plenty of shaft, I think, to be able to shim that clutch out if we need to, and for our bolt holes to line up. Oh heck, it ain't even lining up front, so we'll have to do the rear. Yeah, we'll have to drill our own mount holes, I guess. That sucks. Maybe I can find a plate online that bolts in. But that's what I needed to do, was figure out what did I need to happen. Of course, this is going to be gone. This will be gone. This will be gone. So we have plenty of room underneath the thing. If you look at that compared to that, I mean, it's. Let's see if I can find a tape measure. Kind of cleaned the shop up, but I didn't really organize nothing. So I'm gonna find a tape measure real quick, and we're just gonna kind of measure the height from the plate up, bottom of that and up, but I'm pretty sure it's about the same height as that. All right, you guys won't believe what I found. Look how pretty that is in there. Where'd the piston go? The piston's actually beautiful too. The rings on it, and I'm stuck. No scratches on the piston. I mean, the rings are good. So all I gotta do is get a connecting rod. Connecting rod and a splash thing. You got this, you get this and this bolts to it, and this is what broke. This broke off of it. So the crank has a little bit of scarring on it, but nothing major. These aren't, you know, like super high revving either, and it ain't like gets used every freaking single day. So I'm putting a connecting rod in this. I'll have to fix this where it's cracked to see if I can find a new one. I'm gonna slap it back together. The cylinder head gasket's still really nice. It's like somebody's already put a piston in here before, and that's why. And they didn't torque the connecting rod right. Left, I have a left and right on the piston here. Left went over here on this crankshaft side, the output. So I'm getting a connecting rod. We're putting that on there. We're putting it in there. And this is going back to him. So I don't want to jinx myself. I might have a win here where it ain't so bad, as bad as I thought. So we'll see when I get the connecting rod. Alright, well, I was able to pull that thing. I put it on there. Get my wrench here. And I know everybody says like use water or whatever. I use motor oil. It's thicker than water. Not as easy to go around the thread, so I use some oil, just some SAE 30. Put her in there. Put some of that. I use the gas yellow Teflon tape. It's thicker than the white, and it's actually for rated for gas and stuff like that. And she come off. So I took a couple little cranks, and man, she boom, come right up off there. I'm gonna pull these outer bolts and see what's inside there, and see what the carnage is in the garage. All right, here we go. What are we hitting on now? Catching on. Knock that gasket loose all the way around. Okay. I'm hitting right here on this stupid thing. Let me get something in there. Be nice if we could just fix this and I don't have to worry about building a whole bunch of stuff for this thing. She has some grass and stuff in there, like a mouse has been in there. Dang it. Let me see if I can get that off there. There we go. Come on. You don't have to fight me the whole way. Nobody's holding it. The fudge. What in the fidger? A bearing. Bearings holding this. Feels like the other. Alright, there we go. If, oh yeah. That rod went let loose for sure. Turn it back this way. Huh. It came loose. Look, it just come loose. Let's the dang thing just come loose is all it did. well, we'll have to change it anyways. But as long as it ain't messed up that crankshaft, I'll put a new piston and rod in this thing. It broke the oil slinger too. So let's see how bad it is. She's not really that bad. Oh man. I mean, it's bad, but it's not. Let's see if we can't turn this crank so we can look at the crank here. Which we should have play like that. Man, a little emery cloth on that. That will clean up. It'll clean up long enough for me to get rid of the dang thing. Look at that, how that oil is, because it's been so nasty. Let's man, I really don't feel like making the mess. If I tip this motor up, we're gonna make a heck of a mess. I really don't want to do that, but I need to. I got to get the head off, pull the piston and all that up out of the head. Hopefully we can pull it out that way, not the cylinder unbolts, but I don't want to get that deep into this thing. I hate to tell this dude, but all he's getting is this motor redone. I ain't spending all that time building that stuff. So if I could just let me get this drain plug back out. So if I can just get this the brake clean, get her all cleaned out on the inside. Get her all put back together. So that's what, so I ain't, like I said, I ain't wanting to, I ain't really wanting to do that whole motor thing over there. It's too much work. I can have this done pretty fast this way. So let me, let's get this stuff off here. And we'll see what's up with it. We'll put a new head gasket on it and a new piston. The bearings look good in the motor. We'll get this all cleaned up. New set of rings, new piston rings, connecting rod, head gasket. She'll be all good to go again. That way we ain't and then that way I don't have to redo a whole bunch of stuff to this thing. Alright, well, I'm going to tear this down. I don't feel like keep trying to talk to you guys. Alright, so I think before we go do all the work of doing the other motor, I just want to see if there's a possibility that we can rebuild this engine, make it so much easier, and be able to save my motor. I don't have to put my motor in here. So hopefully maybe it's just a connecting rod and it didn't hurt the cylinder, but you know, I mean, I can have my hopes up, but I doubt it. take off the thing too to try. But we've got to figure out a way to pull this clutch over here. So we'll let this drain out, and then I gotta find a 7/16 by 20 thread for the thing over here, the clutch. What, about 15 inches? Bottom of the plate. And 15 inches is right here. So when we lose this gas tank, lose this and lose this, we're definitely under the 15 inches. So that part's okay. We'll have to, as far as like our generator starter bolts here, and them 2 bolts here, this is probably not going to work, but we got the bracket to make something to work. But we can come up off of probably this one, had a little angle this way for that starter. Maybe we can fabricate something for the starter to go here. We got to make sure that we get that starter on there, because I want it to start just like it normally would. We'll idle this down or whatever we got to do, tie into, see there's that, you see that yellow switch wire? That's one for the light, so I think we'll be all right there, just to tie into that. That's actually like I think that's the low fuel pressure. And now that I think about it, when I was working on this, I have a feeling that was the problem all along, was it's probably low on fuel. That's why I didn't want to start. Look, June bug, end of June, we getting the bugs. So then we got our shut-off wire here, black. We got the black wire on the our wire over here. That should just bolt or connect right into there. So everything should shut off when you let the pedal on. So I may not have to idle this down. And then, see, that's that kill. This grounds out and kills the motor when you get high RPM or low fuel. So them 2 would have connected down here. These 2 wires here would have connected. And when it got low on oil, this would go through here and ground out this up here. So we don't need that wire at all. We need this wire here for our light, and then this for our kill switch. Catching the drift? I hope so, because I'm not sure myself. But as of right now, we're going to, we got plenty of shaft. I can move this over farther, so we can move that even over that far over. You know, I'm not sure how, as long as we're catching bolt holes, heck, we'd be able to scoot that back if that's the case, and catch them bolt holes. But I'm pretty sure they make an aftermarket plate for this, so we're gonna look for that tonight. She's just gonna go somewhere around there like that. When next time we come, we'll get everything pulled off. I just ain't pulled the gas tank off because of there's gas in it. I don't feel like having gas spill everywhere. I gotta order the puller for that and see about the plate for that. The plate may even mount to this and then raise it up, but if not, we'll have to fabricate this and mount if we have to. So I've got to get that off and get it onto here. Hopefully it's the same size shaft. If not, I don't know what we're going to do about that either. If it's not the same shaft or whatever, we're going to have to find a motor with that shaft. But it should be the 1-inch shaft. And I'm pretty sure that's a 1-inch. I'm pretty sure this is the 1-inch. Yeah, so she's 1-inch. That's that broke Lovejoy connector from the case. So I'm rambling. I gotta go in. It's probably around 10 o'clock now. only took me about an hour to pull out, get the rest of the motor off there, get everything undone, and look around for tools. So we'll see you.